Oh yeah, some Union 5. Good stuff, good stuff. Well, here we are. The final, but not really final, Tuesday for Teaching Tuesdays. We've got more coming up, or we're going to take a break next week from the shows, unless I just feel inspired one night because I've got a break, and I can just stream if I want to. But tonight we've got a cool subject. We've got the modal scales and modes. Hey Brian, nice dude. You're back for the Thanksgiving show. Yeah, man. Actually, I had a plan for next week, next Friday, not this Friday, but like the day after Thanksgiving, to do a like Charlie Brown slash Vince Guaraldi thing because Charles Schwartz's birthday is on Thanksgiving this year. I believe it's Thanksgiving, and I was like, oh, that's sweet. And then I was like, wait, I'm not doing a show next week unless I feel inspired. So we might just wait till the next week unless something strikes me. But yeah. Dude, you mean you're back for the Thanksgiving shows and you're like in Durango by chance, or you're in Denver still? Yes, do that. We'll see, man. We'll see. I can't make promises to things that I have not been scheduled for, if you know what I mean. There could be a plan on Friday night that I'm like, just no one told me about. They're like, oh, we're doing this thing with the family and whatever. I'm like, okay then. So I would love to. I got a bunch of Giraldi all prepared. It's not the Christmas stuff just yet. It's the other stuff. So anyway, it could be pretty fun. Hey Chris, what's up, man? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. So let's get to it, shall we? So we're going to talk about modal scales a little bit. So I'm just going to play a little something, and we're going to stick. I guess let's just stick entirely to the mode here. So we're going to do C Dorian. And that's basically the C major scale, except E and B have been changed to E flat and B flat. It's also the same thing as B flat major. Dorian being the second mode of a scale. This is when it gets like, everyone goes, what did you just say? But modes are cool. Mostly you just go with the sound and go, oh, it's the sound thing. It's that cool thing. So we're going to play a tune called Footprints. I played this last Friday by request, but it was perfect timing for this stream. What's up there? We got True Hacker Man over in the Twitch chat. What's up, dude? I don't know if any of my regs for Tuesday nights are here tonight, or if at all. I know some of them got this hockey thing they're going to later, so we'll see what happens with that. And hey, what's up? My dad's in the Facebook chat. What's up, Dad? So we just played this tune over here. So this is Footprints by Wayne Shorter. And this is a classic jazz standard. And that's what we just played. But we used modal scales when we did it. So anyway, True Hackman, I know you're new here, so if you have any questions, be sure to let me know. I'm not sure if I know you from any other Twitch chats or anything, but yeah, thanks for being here, man. Most of the chats are in YouTube and Facebook, all simul-streamed. But so we got this Footprints thing. It's what's called a minor blues. And we're going to use that to talk about modes a little bit. But you got C minor for 8 measures, the first 2 lines. And then you go to the 4 chord, being F minor, for 4 measures. And then back to C minor for 4 measures. And then that little skinny line down here, right here, this is the D7 chord to D flat 7. That's called the turnaround. And it goes back to the 1 chord for C minor for 4. And you can add a little change, maybe go to the 5 over here on the last measure if you want. But anyway, Trackman asks, what type of music do you play? I play pretty much everything, but I mostly do... actually, it's funny. I guess I mostly do everything. But it's typically a mix of jazz, funk, Latin. I play pop and rock and roll and classical, and we've done some heavy metal things like Nine Inch Nails and Metallica and stuff like that. So a little all over the map, but it's good. Most of it's actually by request too. So Friday nights I do request hours, and just request whatever you want, especially if it's got some moolah on top of it, just like a piano bar, and I'll play just about anything as long as it fits with the theme of the stream. So anyway, so that's the song for Footprints. If you all have those real books out following along at home, you probably have this tune. If not, you can look it up online. Look up Footprints PDF, Wayne Shorter. You should be able to find it. So let's see. Is this the one I had set up? Oh, yeah. So this is we got the Dorian mode is what we're using here. So, but real quick, let's talk about just modes in general. So what is a modal scale? A modal scale is just a major scale. So that, for instance, is, that's 7 scales in one. When you just play all the white notes, you're actually playing 7 scales, and who knew, you know? It's pretty cool. So, oh, Hackerman, that's cool. They say, for those of you not in the Twitch chat, I started to play piano in music school 3 years ago and learning only classical. Yeah, fair enough, man. Well, if you do theory 1, 2, 3, 4, as you normally do in those situations, and year, was it 1, 2, or 2, 3? I forget. You'll learn about modal scales as well. So the order of this, so we're starting on C. So the modes go C to C, then D to D, E to E, F to F, G to G, A to A, B to B. And those are all 7 different unique scales. They don't teach jazz. Hey, they didn't in my school either. But I learned a lot from the classical stuff. It was awesome. Unlearned a lot of bad habits, I would say. Got to get all your scales up to 120, man, right? Anyway. So the first mode, C to C, is called Ionian, which is also just your major scale. So if you know any major scale, you can just say, yeah, man, I got all my Ionian modes. You know, I've been learning all those. And everyone goes, whoa, that sounds super hard, man. And you're just playing in whatever key you happen to have it. And hopefully all 12 of those. There's 12 keys overall. So Ionian, easy. Most people know their Ionian scales because they're the major scales. Now here's where we get to the cool one. D to D. This is the Dorian one. All white notes again. And a great song you can use this on is the song So What by Miles Davis. And actually, the song is really just basically you solo on the white keys for the A section of the song. The B section you solo on all black keys. And then you go back to the all white keys for the last A section. It's AABA is the form. And we'll check that out here in a little bit too. and we'll relate this all back to footprints as well. So this is the one I have on the screen here. Dorian mode is the root, the second, the minor third, the 4, the 5, the 6, the minor 7, and the 8. So you can actually play that in any key. You could do C, so let's say C, root, second, minor third, 4, 5, 6, minor 7, and 8, which is what I was doing a second ago on footprints. Your piano teacher said that before you start playing jazz, you should learn ragtime. Hey, if you're in a classical school, man, I would say that's probably a good call. But if you like that style jazz, hey, go find another teacher and just start checking it out on the side, or start listening. Start listening to it. That's the best way to get into jazz. Find the stuff you really like and the stuff that you really don't like, and focus on those things. All right, so we get into some other weird modes here. If you go to E to E, this is Phrygian, spelled with a Phrygian, and Phrygian mode is pretty weird when you play it in context. It sounds kind of like that stereotypical bullfighter, etc., type sound. But anyway, it has its uses and its non-uses. Not as widely used, but Phrygian's still pretty cool. Next one's Lydian, which is F to F. Again, we're doing all these in the key of C, just through all the white notes. Let's change back to this other scene here. So F to F. Jazz is an advanced level. Depends on what you're playing, I suppose. It is definitely a different world. So we're just messing around on F major 7 right now. So F, and then the chord. There's that odd note. B natural. So after we get through that, so we've done Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian. Next comes one that we actually use sometimes too, Mixolydian, which would be G to G in this case. And that's used kind of in more like bluesy stuff, or anytime you have a dominant 7th chord. So this chord's G7. Oh, sorry, just taking out that. Thought to be a very important text, which it kind of is. It's about the COVID stuff going on right now. Brian, you got it. What's the run that you do? Oh, God, which run am I doing? Oh, this one. Yeah, we haven't done a master class on little licks and tricks and things like that. But that one's actually pretty easy. We'll talk about that in just a second here. All kinds of fun licks you can do that are blues, jazz, pop, ragtime, classical even. That is from an old classical piece. Anyway, Hackerman, you're asking, you're learning Intermezzo #1, Manuel Ponce. I think I'd probably know that song. It's been a while since I've thought about things like of that nature, but yeah, it sounds familiar. You could probably look it up and read it, depending on the level of it too. Most of these songs you can find online really easily. So. Anyway, dude, ask that same question in, was it 3 days, 4 days on Friday, and we can check it out. We're actually doing organ on Friday night this week, but that's cool. We're gonna set up the B3 Hammond organ here, do the double manuals. We get the foot pedals down here. Probably add this other third camera for the pedals so y'all can see what's going on. But anyway, all kinds of fun stuff. So, what have we gone? We've gone through 5 of 7. Oop, turn that back down. The organ is way lower in the volume. So we've done Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian. Now we're on the 6th one, Aeolian. That's funny. This is another one that you would just know if you played scales. If you play your minor scales, Aeolian, ironically starts on A, in this key, is your minor scale that you would learn in classical music or the classic mode of teaching. Not to be confused with the other couple of things that you can do, which is the harmonic minor or the melodic minor, things like that. Those are a little bit different for this context here. But anyway, it's a little bit sad. All white notes up here. Funny thing is, if you know your Ionian and your Aeolian, they're the same thing. Of course, actually, all these are the same thing too. Weird. They're all the white notes, right? It just depends on where you start, where you end it. Finally, one that doesn't really get used that much is the 7th one. So, Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, and then Locrian, which is in this case B to B, or the 7th to the 7th of your scale. Not a lot of people use this, but it's a pretty out there sound. So if you happen to find a time to mess around with this, it's like, sure, just pick a chord. Let's do B, since we're doing B to B. Let's do B major. Or B minor. It's a little... not as quite of a common situation as you see a lot of the time, but anyway, it still can be pretty fun to use. And again, we're doing this in the easiest key possible on the piano. If you're learning this on guitar or bass, trumpet, saxophone, the fingerings are obviously going to be a little bit different and things like that. But once you learn one key, you actually know all the keys. You just have to start on root to root, second to second, third to third, fourth to fourth, fifth to fifth, sixth to sixth, and seventh to seventh. And it's the same thing. You go, oh, well, that shouldn't be as hard, right? Surprisingly difficult, actually, to get. Like, you can get this, up here in your head, right? But then to actually try it, you're like, ah. It's very strange to do at first. So it takes time, takes practice like anything else. And let's answer Brian Fricklin's question there over on the YouTube chat. So he was saying, what was this run I did? And this is a run that was made... I guess famous by Art Tatum and Oscar Peterson. Those are great, great pianists. Art Tatum came first, and then Oscar Peterson came after. But he took Oscar's stuff, made it more modern in that way. But their main thing was just speed, speed, speed. They were just freaking fast players. Just this crazy 16th note, 32nd note runs all day long for the melodies, little fills, and things like that. So the fill, or the riff that Art Tatum did, and then Oscar Peterson changed into his own thing, is you could do it triplets. So that is, it's a pattern, and then you just go with it on all white keys. Yeah, there's one that's blacks and some whites and stuff like that, but I wouldn't worry about that one just at the moment. Good to start with this one anyway for the concept. So it's B, C, E. Ooh, nice question, Dad. I'll get back to that in a second. So B, C, E. So you do a step, then a skip. Then you move up, same thing. D, C, D, F. And that's just one octave. Then you go backwards, same notes. So you do the skip first, and then the low note. So E, C, B, D, B, A, C, A, G, B, G, F, A, F, E, G, E, D, F, D, C. And you can do this with chords too, going. Backwards, chord first. And then you start to just go speed demon style. But it takes a while to get to that. So what you do is you just push yourself until it just falls flat on its face, and you went too fast. That's okay. Just keep pushing yourself, and eventually you can use that in some kind of a solo. Depending if you're playing solo or playing with a band, you can use that lick. I like the triplet one better personally because that was more how Oscar and Art Tatum did it. But it's really it's a scale. It's all white notes. Fun little lick. I always, when I'm soloing or I'm telling, not telling, but suggesting and teaching lessons and showing folks some ideas, is there's three things typically you want to do in a solo. One is the scale, whatever your scale is. Two is licks, so this would be a lick. Or another lick that someone made famous. All these little things that you've heard or maybe not heard, but that are out there in music from way back in the day to just yesterday. And then the third and final thing is quotes, which is when you quote another song in your song. Whatever that song is. Be something or or something that no one knows but you, but you still know it's in that vein. So those are the three things. Anyway, so that's lick. That's that lick. Triplets. And most folks that have practiced piano a little bit would be able to do it about that speed. And you don't have to resolve on C. I'm just doing that for the purposes of this moment here. And then you get crazy speed. It's great. Happens sooner than you would think, actually. Taught you that one like 6 times and could never remember it. Well, hey, now it's on YouTube forever, buddy. So let me get to this other question. So my dad asked this. This is a good question on Facebook over there. What modes are used in rock songs and in pop songs? It's funny. I would say typically there aren't any. honestly, as the answer. Mostly they're not using a mode, they're using another type of scale, which is called the pentatonic scale, which is 5 notes, pent being 5, right? So if it's a major, starting on your major, like let's say it's just in C here, the major is 1, 2, 3, skip the 4, and 5, 6. So rock, pop songs, let's play it. Right? Or you've got, is it Morrison, Van Morrison? And the list goes on and on and on and on that use this, what is it, Ray LaMontagne. Bum, 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 bum. You Are the Best Thing. Same thing, all pentatonic. Of course, there's little exceptions in there for anything, but pentatonic major or pentatonic minor. That song, Celestial Soda Pop being one of them. Dad, you know what I'm talking about. Or there's plenty of other ones out there too that use minor modes, which is, let's keep in the key of C. So again, 5 notes. Root, minor third, 4, 5, minor 7. So a new, not, well, I guess it is new, a modern song that does this in C minor. It's from the musical Hamilton. And it's, what the heck is the name of the song? Oh man, my students would know it's like right off the bat. They're all into Hamilton right now. It's the song Angelica is singing. Anyone know what I'm talking about? I can't remember. But it's literally just playing the C minor pentatonic scale in the right hand for almost the entire song. It's pretty funny, actually, how it's like how simple that is, but how effective it is. I didn't actually learn pentatonic scales until I was probably out of college, honestly. And then someone was like, "Oh, just play the pentatonic scale on this. We're doing a blues." And I was like, "Huh?" They're like, "Oh yeah, it's the blah blah blah. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6." I went, "Okay." We're playing something like Allman Brothers. And then you. Anyway, you're like, wait, that sounds like the Allman Brothers. It's just 5 notes. And then they just played it over and over again, and it's beautiful. So I think, hopefully that answers your question. I mean, you can go into that like in great length and detail, and like we could just like pull up any random pop song, and I would probably bet $50 that it's pentatonic scale that's used. It's not always the case, but then again, it's music theory we're talking about, not music fact. So I don't think anyone really wins that bet. Well, unless it's the Allman Brothers, in which case, yeah, it's always the pentatonic scale. Other artists too. I mean, Jethro Tull, same thing. Doobie Brothers, Bonnie Raitt, Norah Jones. Well, Nora's more of a jazz player, so maybe there's some exceptions there. Anyway, the list just goes on and on and on. Pretty cool stuff. So. Anyway, let's go. Actually, you know what? Let me change this this song over here. Let's go to something else we talked about a little bit ago. So let's go to the let's look at the desktop screen here and check out Take 5 here. So Take 5, Paul Desmond of the Dave Brubeck band, Paul Chambers, etc. Great, great group. And the bridge. So most of that tune is E flat minor. As there's the B flat 7 in there, you can see on the screen. It's a passing chord, which means B flat, minor. So most of the tune is it's all in the same key here, and this is again using that second mode we talked about. Let's see, is it this one? Yeah, that Dorian mode. So being the root second, minor third 4, 5 6, minor 7 8. In this case, this is really another good pattern based way of looking at things, which on the piano it is very much a pattern. It's very linear, so you can just kind of see things laid out in front of you, which I always think is really handy. But the take 5 bridge is hard, man. It is, and then you learn it and you just you get it. But it took a while for me to learn that. Let me just say that. So we're in E flat minor, which in this case is all black notes plus 2 white notes, the F and the C. That's the second and the sixth of the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, when you hear me playing these scales, and a lot of other players, of course, as well, some of the greats, Horace Silver, Oscar Peterson, Bill Evans, whoever it is, Aaron Goldberg, some modern players, they don't just play the scale starting on 1 because it sounds like a scale. But if you mix up the order and go like, let's say 1, 2, 4, 3, and you went 4, 3, then 5, now all of a sudden that order sounds like, whoa. Let's do another one. And then I don't always end on the root either. End on the 5, the 9, or the 2 in this case, the 6, whatever you want to do. Starting the 4 here. 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 7, 6, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 6. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool. But if you start on the root every time, you're going to sound like you're playing a scale, which is okay at first because you got to learn how to play these things. One of my teachers back in the day, I sort of knew my scales. I'd forgotten them because I did years of jazz lessons instead of the classical lessons, meaning I didn't play my scales, like zero. I abandoned them because I was like, these things are boring, right? I just didn't have the right context to play them in. It is boring to just play scales unless you have that certain classical mindset and you just love to run that and it's satisfying, or your teacher just tells you to, or whatever it is. But if I run these scales in a different manner, like we were talking about earlier, so this scale being all the blacks plus C and F, like let's not start this on the 1. Let's start it on the 5. Let's start it on B flat. Doesn't sound like a scale. Especially if you had some jumping around. But I'm ending on B flat too, And all of a sudden it's like, whoa, that's pretty sweet. So it's funny too because I'm starting on the 5, which is like, oh wait, is that Dorian mode anymore? Yeah, but it's also Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Locrian. It's all of the modes all in one. You're just starting on something else besides whatever your 1 is. So I might lose some folks here, which is, it's okay. This is a funky concept. The first like many times, probably like 100 times I heard this, I was just like, huh? And just nodded my head. I was like, yeah, totally. And but no idea what they're talking about. So we're in the key of E flat minor. So if you remember from our modal stuff earlier, we had the minor that you study typically is the 2, is the Dorian mode. It's the second mode. So really we're not in E flat. Really we're in D flat major. But it's like, wait, it's all black notes plus C and F. Yes, it is. Then E flat, starting with the 2, Dorian, all the black notes plus F and C. Yep. Start on the 3rd. F. Now we're on the Phrygian mode. F to F. But still C and F and all the black notes. It's all the same, right? Let's go up to the 4th one. 1, 2, 3, 4. G flat. So now we're on the Lydian mode. It's like, cool. Sounds kind of cool. Go up to A flat to A flat is Mixolydian. These are all just different ways of creating different sounds and not always sounding so square, just always resolving to that root, you know. That's fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Aeolian. This is one I played earlier, B flat to B flat. Finally, here's the... Actually, we're not on the final one, are we yet? Oh, yes, we are. We're on Locrian. C to C. Works pretty well. And again, it's always nice to know your scales and to be practicing these with the metronome. Practicing 16th notes, triplets, 8th notes, just quarter notes as well, is super helpful. It'll take about 2 to 4 years to master most of them, unless you're in school, in which case maybe just the 2 years, because that's what you're in school for. Anyway, so that's the mode. So let's jam out on take 5 a little bit here. Why did I choose 5 for this solo? Well, whatever. So we're starting on F, which is actually the 3rd mode. This is that Phrygian mode. Outside with something, just get outside the key. We know that G and A are not so good, they're wrong, and D is wrong, so let's play those. As long as we use something that's in the key, we'll be safe. So as much as I was thinking like sort of in modes, mostly on piano, I think patterns. Yeah, Pod. Exactly right. Take fizzle. Take five, man. That's the fun. So tonight you're just joining us here, man. I do these every Tuesday night. These are like master classes, just little teaching sessions here, little short ones. And on Friday nights we do request hour. So anything you want to hear, tune in on a Friday night, and I can probably play it for you. We mostly do jazz, but we do like everything too: rock and roll, pop, Latin, metal, classical. The list goes on. So that was again this song over here, Take Five, and you can look this song up for free. You can look up a backing track that just plays the chords along with you, and you can just solo, check it out, mess around, and try that one out. So all that being the E flat Dorian, all blacks plus C and F. And I kind of take little patterns. I go, what if we do C black note, F black note? Sounds pretty cool. Let's do it backwards. Let's go the opposite direction. F down to a black note. All of a sudden we've created one of those three things for soloing, which is a pattern-based thing. It's a lick. Hey! A lick is something that's repeats. So, pretty fun stuff. Oh yeah, let's go to this one. Why not? Shamelessly self-promote. So, if you found this interesting or helpful, I am stoked. And feel free to follow the channel if you like this type of stuff. I do 2 streams a week, maybe soon down the road, but I teach piano, guitar, bass, ukulele, drums, beginning vocal, etc. All during the week. And then weekends try to just recover and prepare for the next one, especially during these days. You just keep on rocking. Dude, thanks. Appreciate it, man. Killing it, man. Pad J. Ray says. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. So if you are willing to, and not willing, if you are able to donate, feel free to check out the PayPal and Venmo. I don't have the hot link set up yet where you can just click on it. It goes right to the donate page, but that's coming. We're getting this stream built up slowly over time. And yeah, we got these cool overlays now that the little stinger transitions, right? Check this out. We got the Be Right Back scene with the timer on it for the Friday streams. We do longer ones. Oh, it's great. It's great. So anyway, let me pull up my dashboard over on Twitch real quick. Let's see if I missed anybody. Follow the channel over here. So we are just about done for the the evening here. A lot of the time we do short streams on the on Tuesdays, but then as we continue on to Fridays, they get a lot longer. So, oh, and hey, True Hacker Man, I missed your follow earlier. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. If you're still here, I see you. I see you. I'm in the process of upgrading this PC too. It can't really handle all this stuff. It can barely handle the music streams, and I can't do any COD or StarCraft or whatever, any of those things on this just yet. But we've been earning some cash from these streams, and it's very much appreciated. So we're putting that all back into the stream to get these other monitors and extra cameras, better cameras, et cetera, et cetera. So if this is a channel you want to support, feel free to do so. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just glad everyone's here hanging out. So yeah, Tuesday night streams, short little small streams. We had about just a few people tuning in tonight on the different platforms. We got Twitch, we got Facebook, we got YouTube, all happening at the same time, and there's only a few people in each channel, so it probably doesn't seem much for a conversation. But my goal in the next year to, I don't know, maybe 2 years, is to keep this rocking and to get partnered by Twitch, which means people can subscribe to the channel for $5 a month, and I get a portion of that, and that gets actually consistent income. For those of you that don't know that about Twitch, Pod J, I'm sure you know all about that. You can use Amazon Prime if you have it, and you can subscribe to anyone you want for free. You basically give them $5 for free every month, which is pretty cool too. So anyway, that's the plan at some point down the road. And until then, I guess let's go and just play. Let's play this out. Let's play one more song here. So the last tune we're gonna do. Let's minimize this dashboard here. Oh, hey Tracy, what's up? Hanging out there with Chris. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. So let's go back over to the desktop here. Look at one last song. So this is super similar to what we looked at earlier in terms of the stolen moments. Actually, I could probably get the overhead camera on here too for this type of view. Yeah, let's add that just for this particular moment here, which is, oh gosh, is it that one? Yeah, I guess we'll find out. Oh no, it's the other one. Or is this too much to do right now? Let's see here. We got that. We got that. Maybe let's not do this right now, unless is this going to be good? Nah, let's just wait. We'll do this another time. We'll just make this one a little bit bigger. And oh, Lisa Last over in the Facebook, YouTube. Why are they so white and hard to see on the overhead camera? You know, I switched cameras for this one up here, and it's actually better quality, but for some reason, it's very, very bright, and I need to figure out a way to dim that so there's a better look when you see the overhead, so you can actually see things. The other camera was really grainy and not as good, but you can actually see the keys a lot better. So like you can see it here, like it's super, super bright, right? So more stuff to figure out as we keep this stream rocking. So anyway, continuing on here, we got one more song left for y'alls. So thanks for tuning in again. Appreciate it. And this is Stolen Moments, Oliver Nelson, as you can see up there. And this song, it's funny, it says down here after the melody, down here it says solos on C minor blues. This is a funny story. So when I first played this song live, I learned it. I could kind of play the melody a little bit just in case. It was a quartet doing, you got drums, bass, guitar, and me on piano or keyboards. And so I could play the melody, and then I practiced soloing over these changes. And I got to the fourth line. I was like, what the heck is this D minor, D sharp, E? I was like, oh man, I can't solo over this. I don't know what the heck's going on there. And the D minor, D diminished, sharp 7, C/E. I had no idea what any of this meant at the time. And I was probably 18, 19 years old at the time. And I barely had learned, what chords were just like a few years prior to that. And then we got to the solo section. They started playing a completely different song. So this is just the intro up here. This first 4, you just do that to begin the song. And then here's the repeat sign here in the second line. And so this first 8 measures, these first 2 lines, is the same as a minor blues. And then there's only 4 more bars left, not 8. That's key. So 12 bars versus 16, and the chords change starting at this D minor. And I totally flubbed it up, and I was playing, I was like really concentrating, and then I just got lost, and I just stopped, and the other guy took over, and eventually we back to the top, here we go. And I was like, what just happened? They're like, yeah, man, C minor blues. I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, oh, you don't know what that means. Oh, that is the same chord progression as what we had before on, is it Footprints? Shoot. One of these. Here it is. Footprints, the whole song, this is the changes. When you get to Stolen Moments solo section, it is this. It is not that other thing. So, here we go. Use the Dorian model on this one. What's up, Coble? Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Dude, I was thinking about you the other day and like the cruise ship madness that we did back in the day again. It's funny how that's been coming up in my mind, but yeah, man, we had some different different lives back then, dude. Anyway, Mike, we just finished wrapping up our Tuesday night here. So, and Oliver, oh my gosh, East Coast, what the heck are you doing on awake, man? Appreciate it, man. So this was modal scales, and yeah, so we do this every Tuesday. Not next week. We're gonna do our show this Friday with the Hammond B3 setup, which is gonna be super fun. So you're gonna see two different keyboards here. Really, all gonna be one keyboard, and then down below I'll have foot pedals that are large, like you'd see on an organ at a church. And we're gonna be rocking some organ music, some funk, some blues, probably some soul and Motown. Some of the regular requests that people send in may not work quite as well for that sound, but we can always give it a shot. So anyway, looking forward to that. It's going to be a bit of a setup and a transition to clear out some of this stuff and make waves for new stuff, and then we'll have a week off for Thanksgiving. And unless the mood strikes me, I might just go live. Heck with it. Just email everyone and say, hey, we're doing this. But feel free to share these links with friends, family, enemies, whoever you think you might want to share with it. And yeah, see if they want to tune in. So, and if you're watching over on Twitch, if you want to give me a follow over there, that'd be great. Just slowly building the channel. We're only at 21 followers right now. I think, gosh, what's the thing? If I get to a certain amount of followers and views, they have just a math algorithm that they will partner me. And then I would transition everything over to Twitch instead of Facebook and YouTube, because they'll actually give me ad revenue, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, so that's enough tangents for now. So I guess we'll see you guys. I will see you on Friday. Cool. All right. Be well, be safe, be good to each other, all that good stuff. And yeah, we'll catch you on the Friday. Oh, Oliver. Hey, man, thank you so much. My phone's sideways. I didn't see any of the notifications. Thank you so much, man. See you, True Hacker Man. Hey, thanks for the follow, dude. Appreciate it. See you Friday, man. See everybody Friday at 7 p.m. Colorado time.